I was screaming at my laptop. I was like, no, no, no.
Send all compliments and complaints to Ben Stiller on that one.
Everything they told you about severance was a lie. We're not happy. We're miserable.
What is it we actually do here? My wife. She's alive!
So you said you haven't been to Brazil before. So how is the experience? Of course you had, but how was the experience when you arrived?
Well, so far I've seen the inside of a hotel and now the inside of this room.
This big white room, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Have you walked around to CXP?
We did a bit. That was also very
You went
cool.
to the experience and
The Severance, yeah.
Yeah, you liked it?
Oh yeah.
It was
Very surreal.
And I did get out from the hotel to go buy some Tylenol.
Okay.
And it was good. It was a nice walk, and it was really good Tylenol.
I'm gonna go grab
well.
some too, just based on his
I'll
recommendation.
hook you up. I'll hook you up. Thanks.
So I have to ask you about the ending of the first season. I think that we all got completely crazy about it. I want to know, what was your reaction when you read the script? You already knew what was going to happen, or you created your own theories? So how was it?
I think when I first read it, I said to myself, you can't end it this way. I was screaming at my laptop. I was like, no, no, no. And I saw that the pages were getting smaller and smaller. It's like, here we are. It's like, okay, all right, this is what we're gonna do.
You already knew what was going to happen?
I did, and I loved it, and I know at a certain point, Dan was considering, the story to go a little longer, and then decided to end it there rather than go further, and I thought that was a perfect place for the season to end. It may have been Ben's idea to end it at
It was
that
very
point.
much, yeah, send all compliments and complaints to Ben Stiller on that one. Because, yeah, I had written, more story for it, and Ben was the one who came to me and said, it's like that moment where he says she's alive. He's like, I think that's the end of the the season.
We're not happy. We're miserable. They torture us down there.
Damn it! Please!
We're prisoners!
She's alive!
And I was just like, okay, people are gonna be so mad at us.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know. And but it ended up being just the absolute perfect choice.
Oh, amazing. So I worked with HR for a very long time. So when I was watching the show, I was freaking out because everything was just so real. The family-ish stuff and the gifts and stuff. Then, where this idea came from? Is Lumen based on something that you actually lived?
Yeah, so I was working at a door factory in Los Angeles, specifically like the back office of a door factory. So it was a very surreal, strange place. I knew nothing about doors going into it. And then
Other than how to walk through them.
yeah, I had used doors as a casual, I was a fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned a lot about doors, and but it was lovely people working there, but not a job I enjoyed. And so I was walking into work one day and was just like, I wish I could jump ahead and have it be the end of the day. But then I ended up leaving the door factory and working a series of office jobs. Several of which were these sort of big global corporations. And so a lot of the weird corporate-y stuff with the mission statements and having a boss that you will never meet, but who sort of controls every element of your life, stuff like that. I just sort of walked by and pulled it off the shelf and put it into the show without honestly having to exaggerate that much. I mean, nobody was ever tortured in a break room at my job, but a lot of the other stuff really did just it just comes from real life, and you actually don't have to heighten it that much for the sake of the show because it's already so absurd.
I have to ask about Hallie and Mark. because I was really hoping for their romance, but with the revelations at the end, I don't know what to expect. What can you say about the next season?
Well, I think when season 1 starts, Helly comes in and kind of knocks Mark completely sideways, and then ends up sort of pushing him to question everything that he believes. His entire identity is wrapped up in this place, and Cobell is essentially like his mother, and this entire place he has a deep belief in. And so I think that as a result of her, him becoming disillusioned with this place, I think at the same time he, starts to have real feelings for the first time with this incredibly strong woman who just completely redefined or started to redefine the world for him.
And then, on the other side of it, Helly starts to respect Mark even more when he starts to break the rules alongside her. And it really becomes the four of them who are in this alliance. I think it's really after the music dance experience when Dylan bites Milchick, and we kind of surround Dylan in this like little cluster, and you really see that family forming that leads them into that final episode. And so, yeah, I think they're on a journey of feeling like a chosen family together, a work family, but a chosen family.
And then in season 2, as far as Mark and Helly is concerned, we get to pick up right where we left off with the two of them.
I'm excited.
Though technically, strictly speaking, she's not your wife. Pretty sure you're out about the ring.
Sure. Except, we're the same-ish person. So it's mushy.
So just to wrap up, if you could leave the fans with any clue for season 2, maybe something that can become a meme or a theory about, I don't know, if Milchick's going to do something. Have you ever seen any theory that got everything right?
I don't know about everything right, but
Yeah, and if there was, I certainly can't say it now.
Yeah, sure. Can you give us a clue about the next season? Something different?
Yeah. I mean, to speak sort of infuriatingly vaguely, it is, it's very much broadening the scope, both inside and outside. I think that we've sort of made the promise already at the end of season 1 that we're going to see more of the characters in their outie lives and get a little bit more of a sense of what makes them tick, why they, each of them as individuals, chose to make this drastic decision to sever their brains. And then at the same time, we always just, I have a friend who's like, I would watch the show even without the mystery if it was just them going to different rooms and seeing different weird things. And so, we will go in new rooms and we will see new weird things.
I was going to say, I think it's really important for the fans to know that we interact with more doors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of doors.
Yeah, there's more doors.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Hashtag more doors.
Thank you guys a lot.
you.
I'm really excited for the next season.
Why did you do this? What is this all about?
Their work will be remembered as one of the greatest moments of this planet.
You don't value them. You fear them. We fear no one.
If we let this happen to Miss Casey, who's gonna step up when it happens to us?
Now.
Goodbye, Marcus.
Wait!